Hello, this is Taha.
This is Anaina.
This is Movie Masala.
We're here to yap at you about films we watched recently.
And today we're doing
Mother Mary.
And the Sheep Detectives.
I feel like we went for very different vibes. And
Very
I'm going
different.
I'm going to start just to set the tone.
Okay. And then I'm going to fully change that tone. Maybe. I don't know. I've not seen this movie.
No, you 100% will fully change the tone. With how much I know about the Sheep Detectives, yes.
Knock to fame, me Dafimage, ain't darker dick.
No, sorry, that was me. Fuck you. God. I'm so sorry. I hate everything about this movie.
So, Mother Mary is the latest Anne Hathaway film, the second Anne Hathaway film I've watched in the past 2 weeks.
This month,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's directed by David Lowery, and who's also previously done stuff like The Green Knight, which stars Dev Patel, and Disney's like live adaptation of Peter Pan and Wendy. And it stars, like I said, Anne Hathaway.
Wait. Disney's made a live action Peter Pan? When did that happen?
It was like a few years ago, I think.
How did I not know this?
Yeah, it was in 2023.
What? Okay, I guess. Sure.
Yeah, it didn't get a cinematic release. I think it says it premiered on Disney Plus. So
noted.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so it stars Anne Hathaway and Michaela Coel as the main characters, with like a beautiful like supporting cast, fantastic supporting cast, including like Hunter Schafer, Kaya Gerber, Alba Baptista, Sean Clifford, and F.K. Twigs. And if, those names sound familiar and you're kind of thinking, none of those sounded like the name of any man. It's true, this film has not a single man in it, except for the man who wrote and directed it.
No film before has passed the Bechdel test so hard.
I know, right? Except I realized it's like 3/4 of the way to the film. I was like, I've not seen a single like man like even talk or perhaps even on my screen. This is amazing. Go women power. And mind you, I had no idea who's written or directed this film because I kind of like to go in blind. I see the credits and I see David Lowery, and I look up David Lowery, and I was like, oh, that's why this film is the way it is. Because even while I was like, yeah, woman, I was also like, what the fuck is going on for the duration of this film? So just to go over the plot, which you will not find on the internet because the Wikipedia page for this is massively fucked up. But essentially, Anne Hathaway plays this like pop star. Mm-hmm. Extremely popular pop star Mother Mary, and Michaela Coel plays Sam Ansel, who's like a really popular or really like well-known or well-established fashion designer. And how these two are related is we assume / are told throughout the film that they were either extremely good friends or in an intense homosexual relationship. And why I say that neither are confirmed is because they do not say things that only friends would say to each other. They do not like behave towards, they do say that they love each other. But sometimes when men write female friendships, it's like, I love you, my dear girl. So, that doesn't translate. But why I also don't say that it is a lesbian relationship is because not once do they kiss, hug, touch, or anything. And that's kind of the point of the film. But I'm also like, I know that they are lesbians. That is what this film is implying. That is what's doing the heavy lifting in this film. It's just, I wish it was confirmed.
Is this lesbians written by Mantrove?
I think so.
That's such a fascinating ride to take you on. Just see
I know.
Peppered in with hints of lesbianism.
The film basically picks off where Mother Mary goes to Sam Anselm's studio in a frantic and a panic, and it's raining and it's very thundery or whatever, and says, I need a dress. But at this point, Sam has said that basically Mother Mary is the incarnation of pure evil.
Understandably so. No questions.
And then what follows is this psychological push and pull between them, which at some point turns into a horror ghost film. But it's also a musical because, like I said, Mother Mary is a pop star. They do like a very like upscale version of a Ouija board in which FK Twigs gives like a goddamn beautiful performance, but I have no idea what the point was. And so, like, there's so much going on in this film. And then, it becomes a ghost story, and then it becomes a possession story where Mother Mary is possessed by this ghost. And then it becomes an exorcism story, obviously. But then it also is about birth.
So is it just Darren Aronofsky's mother? Did we just somehow make Darren Aronofsky's mother again?
But then overall, it is also about like fame and how fame corrupts and like how fame is like, it eats away at your soul. So when I say this film is about a lot of things, I do mean it from the genuine bottom of my heart. And I'm still confused. Like, I understand every single decision that was made in terms of plot, right? So I understand the... I do.
Okay.
Like, listen, like, wait up. Okay, so just starting off with like the Mother Mary pop star. Like, her costumes, her like performance is heavily based off of Taylor Swift, which David Lowery himself has like kind of admitted to and said that he was inspired by. But it's like a darker twist on Taylor Swift, but the songs are very dramatic, very sad and very like depressing essentially. But the whole stage production and the costumes and stuff is like that. And, it's about how like fame turns you into a completely different person. Then it's about the relationship between Mother Mary and Sam, which is like this really toxic, but also this like filled with betrayal and like, etc., etc. Then the ghost is, as we're told, is this piece of red cloth that we are to assume is Sam's tooth.
What?
Is the ghost of Sam's tooth that she broke when she last saw Mother Mary perform and got so upset that she cracked her tooth and had to have it removed. And then when she went to bed that night, she woke up with a trail of blood like leading from her mouth down to the floor. And on the floor was this quote unquote ghost, which was just a red cloth that at first was in the shape, that was like positioned in the shape of a tooth, but then from another angle looked like a vagina. And then started floating.
Second question.
Yes.
Which is it maybe like more of the ghost of her previous friendship with her, like some ghost of animosity or something?
Exactly.
But also like, fully understand when you're also like, a man kind of did write this.
Yeah. So basically, that's exactly. So I was going to get to the point of like what the ghost stands for. The ghost is their like broken relationship, or like the ruins, the remains, the quote unquote literal ghost, the ghost of their relationship. And what happens is that this ghost then goes and seeks out Mother Mary, because the ghost is their shared like animosity / love, right? And then it possesses Mother Mary and causes her to jump / fall off of a elevated platform during one of her shows. And then she just stays possessed the whole time. She cannot sleep, she cannot eat, but she does not like, it's not like possessed in the traditional horror movie kind of sense. She is still fully in control of her own thoughts and her own actions. It's just it haunts her on the inside. Do you see where the metaphor for animosity / love?
I mean, like, it's weirdly obvious, but also way too abstract, this is like something I've always like talked about with like a narrative. Any film with its meaning and subtext is like a sandwich, right? Your bread is the main story. It needs to be there to hold everything there. If your bread is shit, no matter how good, nobody wants to hold a really good piece of meat in their hands and eat that just by itself. So you kind of need a decent narrative to make it like into a good sandwich.
And see, so how we're told about this ghost is like in two perspectives. So from Sam's perspective, we hear about it from Sam in terms of a flashback, but we like see it unfold in front of us. It's not just like dialogue. Like as Sam is speaking, we can see it happening in front. And after that, there is a moment where you're like, oh, okay, maybe this is fine, because Sam goes, haha, sorry. All these metaphors are so confusing. It's not even fun. Like, Sam is really self-aware at a lot of points in this film about the kind of like abstractness and the metaphors being used and the kind of absurdity of what they're doing or the absurdity of their tension. But then Mother Mary kind of goes like, no, but I've seen your ghost. And Sam goes, huh? And Mother Mary goes, no, I saw the ghost. It found me. And that's where the tone of the film changes once again, which is where, we find out that she gets possessed by it, etc., etc. And then Sam is like, once Mother Mary's done telling her side of it, Sam's like fully on board. And then she makes a pentagram on the floor of this warehouse where all of this is happening. And they do an exorcism. And the only way is like by Sam going like, please come out, whatever, doing this like speech. But then it's not coming out. Mother Mary goes, oh, she needs an outlet to come out. And then Sam pricks her finger and she's like, that should come out from blood. No, Sam pricks her own finger. It should come out. No, it doesn't come out. Mother Mary then takes a knife or takes like a whatever and cuts a hole, slits her chest open.
As you do.
Yeah, and Sam puts her hand into that slit and pulls this ghost / red cloth out in a very like childbirth-ish tone / manner. And the way they kind of look at this cloth and, react to it is as though they have just had a child together. And then that cloth is basically turned by Sam into a dress for Mother Mary, which is the original point of her meeting Sam again after all these years. And that I understood as, the Immaculate Conception and miraculous birth kind of aspect.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess if you say that, I'll believe it. Because half of this just sounds to me like someone like is just incredibly high either and just saying whatever is just coming to their mind, or is just fully going on a trip and it's just like Yeah, and it's
so
really
you understand
haunted.
the metaphor of the ghost, right?
Yeah.
So you understand the metaphor of the ghost. You understand the metaphor of the haunting, and then if you kind of put it all together, you get the Immaculate Conception because she's called Mother Mary, of course, and whatever.
That makes a lot of sense. I agree, but I'm also fully convinced if someone came to me, because again have not seen this, and just fully told me something else is the whole metaphor, I would believe them.
Yeah. But so that was just the plot, which is just batshit insane. However, if this film did not star the people that it starred, and it didn't have the dialogue that it had, and it didn't have the music and the costumes that it had, I would have despised it. However, I don't. Because Anne Hathaway and Michaela Coel, and more so Michaela Coel, delivers the performance of a lifetime.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, she was so good. Even when you're not looking at her, just when she is narrating certain parts, it really does haunt you, and it gets the conviction of her emotions across, like, very clearly. And like I said, like, the supporting cast is also fabulous. Like, Hunter Schafer and F.K. Twigs were also wonderful. The music is done by Daniel Hart, but the original songs that Mother Mary sing are produced by Jack Antonoff, Charlie XCX, and there's also a F.K. Twigs song.
Second Charlie XCX soundtrack this year.
Yeah, and you know what? This one wasn't so bad because it was appropriate for the film. And Anne Hathaway sings a lot of the songs, and she's fantastic at it. She also does an amazing job as Mother Mary. And the costumes are just mind-blowing. Like, the dresses, the kind of suits that Mother Mary wears when she performs, the halos that she has. There's a whole, like, montage sequence where I think she's wearing different things, and I think she has different halos. The halos kind of signify her Mother Mary persona. They really add to the film rather than just acting as like a background supporting kind of whatever. Which brings me to like the dialogues, which is what I said was fantastic. They were wonderful, but because of the kind of nature of the dialogue and the nature of the film itself, kind of the setting where it takes place and stuff, and the kind of intensity of this like two-person relationship, I think this film would have worked better as a play.
Fair.
It's also very Macbethy. It's also very Shakespeare-y in a lot of sense, in like terms of the dialogue as well, in terms of like the imagery and the metaphor and everything. So definitely, I do think this should have been a play and not a film. I think we should write original plays still. And this would have worked fantastically. I also think that, so this is also written by David Lowery. Even if David Lowery wrote it, I think he should have gotten someone else to direct it because I think he got too lost in the sauce.
Got it. Yeah, I can fully see that as well. Like, just your descriptors of like how I think you lost the film somewhere in the sauce. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So I feel like if it had someone else direct it, then it might have like taken on a different direction. Not different in terms of like the plot, but maybe different in terms of like how tone and change in tone and stuff is conveyed. Because the plot might have been fine, just if the tone didn't change so many goddamn times and so abruptly without like, teasing self-awareness and then no self-awareness, teasing horror and then making it horror, but then not really horror. And
I'm so curious now.
see why I told you to watch it?
What the fuck is that? It does sound like something you watch and you're like, you could also just fully dislike, but you're like, I do keep thinking about it, even if I don't want to.
Yeah, I really wanted to dislike this film. Okay?
Yeah.
I need you to know how badly I wanted to dislike it. But I can't. But I also can't like love it or like really like it or only like it. But yeah, I know someone who's in the same cinema room as me, didn't even make it through half of the film, just got up and walked out as soon as the ghost stuff began.
Fair.
So this is what I mean by we picked films with two very different vibes, because
I'm really struggling to find a segue here. I am finding
there is no
segue. Speaking of dead things, I watched a murder mystery, The Sheep Detectives. Is that what?
Okay.
Yeah.
Around the caravan, underneath the caravan.
What about inside the caravan?
Worth a shot.
Oh, maybe it wouldn't do.
What?
Just fingerprints, innit?
Right. Forensics.
So this film is directed by Kyle Balder, who has directed a lot of the Minions movies and Despicable Me movies.
Sure.
And then is written by Craig Mazin, who has written things like Chernobyl, but also like a Scary Movie 2 and 3.
We love a man with range?
Yeah, I guess so.
Question mark?
And also The Hangover Part 2 and 3. Not the original, but Part 2 and 3. For him, this might be the second best thing he's written, maybe, in my opinion.
Okay,
so Sheep Detectives, very simply, Hugh Jackman plays a shepherd with a lot of sheep. These sheep can talk. Hugh Jackman can't hear. We, the audience, can hear them talk amongst each other. So sheep talk to each other, we hear them as English human actors. Right? You get what I mean. It's talking animals. Hugh Jackman is killed, and then the sheep help the basically police detective figure out who killed him. Right? The main character of this film is really not Hugh Jackman, who's in it for like the first 25 minutes and then pops up a few times here and there. It is much more Nicholas Braun, who plays the police detective of the film. Nicholas Braun, most popular from playing Greg in Succession, but also has been like Perks of Wallflower and a few other films. Saturday Night he was in. Yeah. Anyways, so he's the police detective, and it's set in this English town of Darrenbrook or something. I forgot the exact name. It's again not really important. This is a movie about sheep solving a crime. That's all you need to know. And the sheep are voiced by incredible gauntlet of like voice actors, right? You have Bryan Cranston, you have Julia Louis-Dreyfus, you have Regina Hall, you have Chris O'Dowd, you have Patrick Stewart, you have Brett Goldstein, you have Rhys Darby, Bella Ramsey, like just a cavalcade of like actors voicing sheep.
I love that for the ends of time on each of these people's career pages, it will say played sheep.
Played sheep. Yeah. 100%. And they play them really well. Nobody phoned in any performances here, right?
Did they get the essence of sheep?
I think they did. I think the thing is, right, this film doesn't do anything incredibly unique. Even in the plot, the point it keeps reiterating how murder mysteries are formulaic. And there's always steps to solving them, right? Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And it kind of just uses that to solve its own murder mystery as well. But oh my God, does it do everything really well.
Okay.
It's like a grilled cheese sandwich. It's like nothing unique. Everyone can make it. But if you make it really well, it's just perfect.
There's good bread. There's good cheese. There's good butter. There's a good crisp on
it.
it.
And the pull is incredible. That's what this film is, right? Because the execution is just really, really fun, right? Like the mystery keeps you engaged. The mystery is genuinely like very intriguing and like you are thinking who's done it. Like I was watching it with a friend and we were just whistling back and forth. We think this happened, or maybe he killed her. Like it is genuinely hooking and gives you enough red herrings, gives you enough things. And also it's not like point of a good murder mystery is when everything's revealed, you're like, oh, if I had just thought of that, I could have solved it. You know, like you can throw away, but it's like, okay, that does make sense. And like, I didn't think about that. But yeah, so it does like really, really like work really well, right? As a mystery. Also, there's this underlying themes as well that I really think are good. Like talking about how the sheep will just forget things if they choose to.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
point where there's an argument between Hugh Jackman's character George and another shepherd played by Thompson Cole, who's Caleb. And the sheep don't like the argument, so they're like, we're going to forget this in 3, 2, 1, and they forget it. There's aside one sheep, Moppo, who
Oh,
can't forget, who just can't. So whole
okay.
thing of like the sheep don't know death because they just keep forgetting if any sheep dies,
Oh,
and then Moppo's the only one who remembers every single time. Isn't that very
oh, that's
dark?
a little bit. That got so dark so quick, Daha.
Yeah, but it's also like talking about like how you can't be oblivious to things. You can't just ignore bad things when they happen, and you kind of need to remember the good in them as well, right?
Yeah.
And like how it can be sad, but like if someone that you love dies, but you get to remember them and get to remember the good parts of them as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And the talk about like how the main sheep you have is Lily, who's voiced by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and how Lily is like the smartest sheep, but Mopple's the wisest one. And it's
Right.
basically very basically like it has all of those things. It's helping the detectives. It's doing like a lot of like these old things and how, but it just basically becomes such a good allegory for processing grief, trying to work through it, trying to like work together. How also not to isolate oneself, because there's a thing of winter lambs, and lambs that are born in the winter get like shunned by the other sheep.
Right, right.
And then there's like, I don't want to spoil anything because genuinely just watch it. It's such a nice, good time.
Okay, okay.
Like,
yeah.
this is genuinely a film everyone should just put on, because I think the essence of like all of these metaphors, all of the when they come together, what they do perfectly is make you feel such like nice warm hug. It's like a cozy blanket, like in a warm cup of like hot chocolate. It's that
Uh-huh.
in the best way possible. Like what I describe this film as is like a Roald Dahl book where there's themes and everything's happening, but you just, when as a 30-year-old, as a 20-year-old, you could be as old as you want. You just get swept up in the whimsy of a Roald Dahl book. You can read it at any age and you just like have fun with it. I think this is what this film is. It's just so fun. It's just so nice.
Yeah.
The jokes are funny. There's a really good joke. I really like that. Where the guy, there's a butcher and he's counting George's sheep. And he's counting 1,
Yes.
2, 3, 4, and then he just starts to doze off. And the joke is he's counting sheep. And that's just like such a stupidly good
That's really
joke.
funny.
And like
that is really funny.
I was so happy when like people laughed. It got a good amount of laughs, man. Like everything it does well. And it's such a solid family film that you just can't help but like slowly fall in love with it, honestly.
I mean, I've seen the trailer for it, and the trailer for it doesn't like, it sounds amusing but not appealing enough to watch. But now that I'm hearing you talk about it, I'm like, yeah, I do want to watch it. It sounds so cute and feel good, and just like, it is a murder mystery, sure, but it's like, if you want, you can keep doing murder mysteries as long as you keep making them like entertaining and genuinely good, which in film does sound like it is.
Exactly what it is, right? And I also like there's a lot of like letterbox review which is just calling us like grass onion or like knives out the wool mystery, which is very fun. Because this also like has a whole pastor and a church and things like that, so it does feel very reminiscent. And for a second, I still think they just use the same church from Knives Out, but Google's telling me otherwise, that they don't use the same church as Knives Out. But honestly, like you could have fooled me. It looks very similar from the outside. But that also speaks to how many small English town churches just look the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, like honestly, it has such a good poignant metaphors on death and memory. It has a fun mystery to really hold on to. And like if you have children or if you just want to watch a nice fun movie, like definitely check this out. I would 100% recommend this. I'm so happy I watched this because otherwise I would to talk about Mortal Kombat and I did not have much to say about that film.
I mean, fair enough.
So, before I go, I just have one question at the end.
Yeah.
Is her name Mother Mary? Do they not ask what her actual name is?
No, her name is Mother Mary.
Okay.
I mean, I assume her name is Mary and the persona is Mother Mary, but throughout the film, that is her name. She does not have any other name.
That's it. No other questions, Your Honor. So yeah, those are our thoughts. Thank you for tuning in. This podcast is produced solely by us with musical assets by Pixabay. If you enjoyed this, please do share it. See you again next time.
Bye-bye.